Okay, Julia, I'm back. It didn't work. All right, you want to try this out?
An entire fantasy with just little elements, just the right light, a simple curtain that you pin up in the background, and it creates an evocative world. And I love that. That's what drag is all about, making a fantasy out of very little to start with and turning it into something that actually inspires at least yourself.
It's just a way to be creative and interact with someone else. Like, I'm usually very much in control, but when you have a photographer telling you like how to pose and what vibe we're going for, it's really cool to kind of get someone else's point of view and try to make that come to life. So I love doing photo shoots.
We kind of put a little taste of the photographer, of myself, and it just really creates a sense of, I don't know, like magic, you know? And I love collaborating with fellow artists, especially coming from Puerto Rico. I'm really proud of that. And I usually really want to bring that to the table, bring that spiciness, bring that culture, because it's so rich.
It's not only fun, but it just like, it fills the world with beauty, and we need more beautiful things. We need beautiful things that don't look so expected. So I think putting queer people up in fabulous costumes in the middle of historic spaces is exactly the kind of imagery the world needs more of.
Who gets to do this, like sit in Stonewall, like 50th anniversary for a Pride photo shoot? Me. Thank you.
Stonewall has this energy. The fact that so much of our history sort of started here and that it still exists to the public. It is a national monument.
For especially American queer culture, Stonewall is the pinnacle. You know, it's what we base so much of our fight off of, is that initial riots here in this very building. It's a part of our history, it's part of our DNA as queer people here in America, and I think that resonates with a lot of places around the world.
The 50th anniversary of a movement and also a venue and a building, it just signifies so much. It's always been a safe space for folks in the community. It's been a way for people who have been ostracized, discriminated against, kicked out from their families, no place to work. Most of the time that Stonewall's been standing, it was illegal to fire someone because of their sexuality or gender expression. And so a lot of times working at a club or a gay bar like this was the only thing that they had.
At this club, people dressed in drag, trans people, gender non-binary people were arrested almost every week. And what happened here on that night was our ancestors stood up for themselves, and the community, kicked out by the police, retaliated. Started throwing like bottles on fire, coins, trash cans, using the cars parked on the street to stage a take-back of this space from the police.
So, you know, as Black trans women standing on the streets fighting back, there's a great quote that was on the chalkboard when the riots ended. It said, "To fight for the country that invaded our rights." And I think that pretty much says it. There is no justice if there's not justice for all.
And I think that has so many resonances today, 50 years later. We are still living in a time and a place where trans people, gender non-conforming people, especially people of color, especially people living in poverty, face danger. And Pride has to be focused on those needs.
I think it is our job of people of privilege within the queer community, as us Drag Race queens are, to really just make noise and be a voice for the voiceless, show up for people that have been disregarded in the past, who haven't been accepted, and yeah, just like rock out Pride with a little bit of protest.
We all get retouched, right? So I always love Pride season. It's the one, month or time out of the year where everyone in that community gets to come together. We get to be prideful. We get to show not just each other, but also the rest of everyone that we live around, how proud we are of who we are and how far we've come.
Have that security all year long to be brave, to walk on the street as we want to, freely and just, joyfully. So I'm happy. And I mean, all the hot guys, all the hot parties. Come on, it's just a fun celebration to be gay, to be, you know, flamboyant, to be free.
In the United States, we have this thing called Pride, and we have parades everywhere, but we're very lucky. There are people across the globe that don't have the same opportunities as we do. Like, I'm literally sitting here as a queer man dressed in drag. I really think about people who can't express themselves, who have to stay in the closet and hide. So celebrating Pride yearly is very important.
Drag Race has shown a lot of people who aren't queer the existence of queer people, the existence of trans people, the existence of non-binary people. And I love that this era is being ushered in by all these like hometown heroes who are now getting a chance to be on a national and international level.
It has become the catalyst for the mainstreaming of queer culture.
And I think it's important for a program like that to be on because it shows young people, it shows young families that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to celebrate the differences in people and to really allow people to be free and be themselves. And I never in my wildest dreams thought that it would lead me to the places that it has.
RuPaul's Drag Race has opened the door to queens getting major endorsements with companies, doing, you know, national commercials, major films, Broadway.
To be sitting here as beautiful as I look would not be the case if it weren't for Drag Race, and Drag Race wouldn't be around if it weren't for the Stonewall riots.
Oh my gosh, RuPaul's Drag Race changed my entire life. I'm working as somebody that I want to work as. RuPaul's Drag Race is Pride, isn't it? I kind of feel like it is.
Hey beauties, it's Sasha Velour, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9. Do you want all the hot Drag Race tea? Then you better subscribe to VH1's YouTube channel, and you'll have all the fresh videos sent directly to your inbox. Now that's something not to joke about.